Trust is not something that happens instantly. It is built over time through repeated actions. At its core, trust is about reliability. When we think about the people we trust most in our lives, they are not necessarily the most vocal or the most charismatic. They are the ones who have shown up for us time and time again, proving through their actions that they can be counted on. In any relationship, personal or professional credibility is earned by doing what we say we will do consistently. Imagine a leader who tells their team that they believe in open communication and collaboration, but then repeatedly ignores feedback or dismisses ideas. Over time, their words become meaningless because their actions don't align with their message. On the other hand, a leader who actively listens, follows through on commitments, and consistently supports their team members builds credibility. Their team knows that when they say something, they mean it, and that level of reliability forms the foundation of trust. Consistency is not about being perfect. It is about being dependable. Small, everyday actions carry more weight than grand gestures. A leader who consistently recognizes their team's efforts, checks in on their well-being, and remains fair in their decision-making earns the trust of their people. Conversely, someone who is unpredictable one day supportive, the next dismissive creates uncertainty, and uncertainty erodes trust. People need to know what to expect from you. When you establish a pattern of reliability, others feel secure in their interactions with you. Trust built through consistency also applies to handling conflict in difficult situations. A leader who remains calm and fair under pressure reassures their team that they can handle adversity together. If a leader makes decisions based on emotion one day and logic the next, people will hesitate to rely on them in critical moments. By maintaining a steady, principled approach, leaders create a sense of stability that fosters trust. The same principle applies to personal relationships. If you tell a friend you will be there for them in times of need but fail to show up when it matters most, trust deteriorates. If you tell a child that you will attend their school event but frequently cancel, they will eventually stop believing in your words. Trust is built through a long series of consistent actions, but it can be broken in an instant. That's why being mindful of our actions and ensuring they align with our values is crucial. Leaders who understand the power of consistency not only build trust but also inspire loyalty. Their teams and colleagues feel secure knowing that their words and actions are in harmony. In the long run, credibility leads to influence, and influence leads to stronger, more trusting relationships. Contrary to popular belief, trust is not built through strength alone, it is built through vulnerability. Many people believe that leaders must project unwavering confidence at all times, that admitting mistakes or uncertainties is a sign of weakness. But the truth is, the most effective leaders, colleagues, and friends are those who are willing to show their human side. Vulnerability does not mean a lack of competence, it means having the courage to be real. When leaders admit they don't have all the answers, they create an environment where others feel safe to contribute ideas. When a manager openly acknowledges a mistake, it signals to the team that making mistakes is part of learning and growth. This openness fosters a culture of trust because people feel they can be honest without fear of harsh judgment. Consider a leader who never admits fault, who always deflects blame onto others, and who avoids difficult conversations. Over time, their team will begin to hide their own struggles, fearing that admitting weakness will make them appear incompetent. This creates a toxic culture where people operate out of fear rather than trust. On the other hand, a leader who is willing to say, "I got that wrong," or "I need help with this," models a culture of transparency and accountability. When employees see their leader being open, they feel empowered to do the same. Vulnerability is also a powerful tool for strengthening relationships outside the workplace. Think about the times you have bonded with someone on a deep level. It likely wasn't because of their success or confidence alone, but because they shared something real with you. Maybe they opened up about a personal struggle, admitted their fears, or asked for your advice. These moments of honesty create authentic connections. One of the biggest barriers to trust is the fear of judgment. When people feel they cannot share their ideas, concerns, or struggles without being ridiculed or criticized, they will hold back. This stifles innovation, collaboration, and growth. However, when a leader or a colleague creates a safe space for vulnerability where people feel heard and valued, trust flourishes. A great example of this is a team where members feel comfortable giving and receiving feedback. If a manager creates an environment where feedback is met with defensiveness or dismissal, employees will hesitate to speak up. But if the manager openly accepts feedback, even criticism, and responds with curiosity rather than defensiveness, they encourage a culture of trust. When people know they can be honest without fear of retaliation, they are more engaged and committed. Vulnerability also strengthens trust in personal relationships. When people pretend to have everything under control at all times, it creates distance. But when someone shares their struggles, it invites others to do the same. A friend who always projects an image of perfection may seem impressive. But a friend who is willing to say, "I'm struggling right now," or "I don't know what to do," is someone others can truly connect with. Trust is not built by pretending to have all the answers or by projecting an image of invincibility. It is built when we allow others to see our true selves, our challenges, our uncertainties, our humanity. When we embrace vulnerability, we invite trust, And in doing so, we create relationships that are not just strong but deeply meaningful.